Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, I'm so glad you found me, and I hope you enjoy my content, and my personality, and my lack of professionalism. Because I'm sorry, but this is YouTube. Alright, this ain't the frickin' lawyer's office or the courtroom. Anyway, so this is my second time attempting to film this. I got really flustered and clustered and yeah, so here we go again. I had a comment on my last video asking for tips on the level up to 40 and 50 Ascension events, as well as asking for RVR tips. So here we are on this beautiful Monday. Actually, it's a crappy Monday, and it stormed all night long, and my cats kept me up all night. I swear it sounded like a tornado was going through my house. I was scared to walk into the living room in the morning, and then guess what? I didn't see one single thing anywhere that could have made that much noise. So I don't know where my cats were last night or what they were jacking around with, but I cannot find any evidence of it. Just saying. Not only that, but my female cat has been like hanging out in my windowsill. And yesterday I looked out the window and there was a cat, assumingly male. My males are fixed, but my female is not fixed. But she doesn't go outside, so there's no risk of her being impregnated again. We let them reproduce one time and we kept the kitten, and that was that. So this cat has been hanging around outside waiting for my Miss Kitty to run free. So that's great. Now we got a stray cat on the porch, which I feel bad. I want to feed him and stuff, but then he'll never go away. Anyway, so that's my life, in case you are wondering. Pretty much I went into my smaller farm, my smaller account, because it is actually at level 43. So I have a little bit of leniency on trying to remember and having access to it now. The issue with that is in the time since Citadel 40-50 up to where we are now, which is now capped at 80, and we are in super VIP points, there's been a lot of stuff go down. Mainly the fact that every single item that we needed for level 40, level 50, level 60, we have millions of them. On this farm, I have 100 billion platinum. I have 23 billion gold. And I don't even play on this account. Not ever. I never get on this account at all. I don't work on it, and just basically guild events and a few of the solo events is how I've gotten this amount of currency. Excuse me. Whew. Drank my coffee too fast. I was trying to hurry so I could film. The question was tips on finishing the events to level up to 50 and 40 and realm versus realm tips. I want to start with RVR tips. I did upload a video. Maybe I deleted it. I may have. The reason that... Okay, this is also going to be difficult for me because I haven't been YouTubing my Final Fantasy game for very long, or since, level 40 and 50. If I had, I could go back and check to see how long it was in between each new release of an item and this and that. But I suck. So, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to any of that stuff. Now I do. But I regrettably have not always been YouTubing for the game, and so that makes it difficult for me to exactly recall how long it was in between certain things. However, at that point, in between Citadel 40, 50, I do not think you have access to specific mercenaries. So, Undying Guardians and the things that I'm battling with now, you guys don't have yet. So my realm versus realm and crystal attacking and defending in this is going to be a lot different than the way you guys are doing it now in your younger realm. So first off, I do know, don't ever put siege in the crystal. Never, ever, 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 ever put siege troops in the crystal. They do nothing for defense, and you will lose it. Okay? You will not be able to hold a crystal if there are siege troops in there. That's just number one. Number two, you are going to want to try and practice. So see if there's another guild in your realm that are, close to equal level with you, and I'm sure they would be happy to have the opportunity to practice as well. They need to. You all do. And the reason for that being is at a certain point, you're going to start being matched up with all the realms on your server. So it's not going to be just 3 realms. You're going to have access to 10 crystals. And the more of you guys in your realm that can hold a crystal are going to get more points for the RVR. Catch my drift? So practicing with other guilds in your realm is crucial and vital. Maybe even making a game plan with your realm for realm versus realm events would be really helpful. Because yes, we don't anymore, but you guys are having guild kill and you're fighting over rebel bases and monster layers and stuff like that. That won't always be the case. And when it comes time for RVR, all your guild kill and drama BS is out the window, and you all have to work together. So that means if you got to scroll the entire map and find accounts that have troops in them that aren't bubbled, or whatever the case, you make sure that they bubble before that event starts, or you let them know that you will come and purge them. What that means, okay, so about an hour, maybe 30 minutes before RVR starts, we don't do it as much anymore because our realm has figured things out. But when you're first starting out and everybody's on a different page, your guild needs to, your strongest players in your guild need to go around and purge tiles and monster layers and empires that have troops in them, and it needs to be a realm-wide thing. Okay? So if anybody isn't pulled off a resource tile or a monster layer, or if they do not have their bubble activated, within 30 minutes before the event starts, we would go and attack them and kill off their troops, because that means when the event starts, the other realms can't get those points. So that is one thing that we do in our realm, or we were doing, just to get everybody on the same page. You also, as hard as it is for me, I will honestly say that nobody else has my login information. I don't trust people. I don't trust anyone, actually. I've been married to the same man for 8 years. Like, I don't even have one friend. Okay? I don't trust anybody. The few people that you think you can trust, or say the people that you know, like sometimes they don't come online very often, and do the right thing. Don't take advantage of somebody. But sharing logins for RVR purposes is pretty helpful. Mainly because, say that, one of the strong players that has to work that night or isn't going to be able to be online, but they have items that you don't have that would be helpful for rallies or attacking the crystal, etc. Then you can play with their account and have it involved in the RVR battle without them needing to miss work or get fired because they're playing a war game on the job. As well as the smaller players who have a lot of troops and sometimes forget to bubble. I've been there. I was there. Okay, so if you wake up and you've been kicked from your guild and someone in the guild you were in has zeroed you, it's probably because you weren't bubbled and another realm, a player from another realm came and was about to get all the points for killing your troops. That's probably why that happened. I can tell you that one mistake I made was like, oh, my bubble lasts for 15 more minutes. I'll activate one before I log off. And then I forget to activate another one. And I'm sleeping all night long and I'm zeroed by the time I wake up. So just remember your bubbles. If you're not able to fight, it's crucial that you stay bubbled. At a certain point, you will be able to teleport to other realms and get points for your solo RVR by killing monsters. And don't think that just because you're, 10 levels lower than your cap and what some players are at, so say they're at 50 already and you're at 40, if you go right off the bat, okay, so as soon as RVR starts, this is how I did RVR until recently. As soon as the event starts, find a realm that has people out on tiles, has level 20 to 30 accounts unbubbled. I can't tell you how many heroes I captured by doing that. And just using a little bit of your ports, you only have to use one RVR port to get into the realm, and then you can use random teleports or advanced teleports to move around in that realm. You can also mark your spot. Make a bookmark of where your spot is in your home realm, and you can go to that bookmark, click the spot, and you can teleport back home with an advanced teleport. So you do not need to use another realm teleport to get back home, and you don't have to wait until your timer runs out. Okay? So as long as you are vigilant and careful, you can participate in RVR by popping around, porting around, hitting the tiles, hitting smaller accounts, capturing heroes, stuff like that. And then if someone bigger starts marching on you, bubble. That's it. Use a 1 hour bubble or whatever the case, and then port yourself back home. Because that person ain't going to wait. They're not going to sit there and wait an hour until your bubble runs out because they're on a realm timer. So they're going to need to move and find someone else to attack before their timer runs out. Now, for my free-to-play peeps. All right? Oh, my headphones make my ears so sore. For the people who do not spend money and try to free to play as much as possible, when it comes to crystals, or now sometimes they're called the Titan, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to grab or hold or take a tile from someone who has Luna. I'm not sure exactly when she is available to you in your Citadel 40 and 50 realm. But if you have a hero unlock, I know Prompto's really fast, and you see how fast your other guild members are marching for a monster and all this. Now, at level 70, Prompto is basically pointless. Your hero march speed doesn't matter. You will have an unbelievable amount of disposable speed ups you can use for monster march, attack march, march speed ups. I think I have 5,000 20% speed ups. I have hundreds of 50% march speed ups and hundreds of 75% march speed ups. Okay, save your hero unlock. You should have a guild event, one of those campaign type events, a guild event of sorts, that you will get a free hero unlock. I highly recommend that you save it for Luna. If you're... Okay, hold on a second. 2 of the heroes are really useful. Ignis and Luna. Okay, when you're talking your realm time, 40 and 50s. I'm trying to remember. So bear with me if something ends up a little bit off. The most important thing is to pay attention to the numbers. And that goes with anything at all in this game whatsoever. So pay attention to the boost numbers and the skills available. Ignis is what you're going to need for research. He does come with a loyalty doubler as well. I'm sure you guys have seen the pack for a 50% loyalty double or whatever. You don't need to buy that. The reason you don't need to buy that is because it's available for free in your Oracle Temple, a loyalty doubler. You will get the materials to craft those boosts from a realm boss. You do not need to buy a pack for the Oracle Temple boosts. You will get a realm boss that enables you to craft them. And all you'll need is hero MP. Okay? It will give you a free loyalty doubler. And then that added with Ignis doubler, you will get 3 times the loyalty. Okay? My cat is in here now, so just excuse the noise. Ignis will have an extreme research boost. And you're going to need that for things like combat and defense research and getting your troops and your traps. Also remember that your economic research is also important because it gives you boosts. So just make sure you notice that? You notice how he only starts meowing when I'm talking? Good Lord. So, Ignis for research, and then if you can, acquire Luna. She is who you're gonna want to need or gonna want for Titan attack boosts. Okay. After a certain point, your heroes will also have a second set of skills called mastery skills, and where you place your points is going to be crucial for what your hero is capable of. So for Luna, you'll want the double Luna gifts and hospital capacity. Why? Because that makes it to where when you are on the defending end of an attack, you will be able to hold more troops in your hospital so they will just be wounded rather than die. Okay? I assume that makes sense. The hospital healing speed, ignore. Loot tile gather speed, ignore. I wish I would have known that that would have been completely irrelevant after a certain point, because guess what? we don't even have monster layers anymore. We haven't had monster layers probably since level 60. So after that point, you will start to get different monsters that mainly drop eggs. Your blueprints for your monster pen, your mercenary pits, and I can't remember the other one, but those two specifically, you do not need to buy a pack to level those buildings up. You will be able to earn those in leaderboard prizes from your events very, very, very easily. So you don't need to buy those building blueprints. If you really want to level up your buildings, and you're tempted to buy a pack, run through the Forgotten Archives Hall. All right, that's going to be where you're going to get advanced combat research scrolls, building blueprints for your forge, those extra buildings for free, as well as giftable building unlocks. And those you'll be able to trade around. Somebody else has one of an Oracle Temple and you have an Oracle Temple. You can trade each other and both get an unlock. So anyway, back to Luna. She does have a really great defense, city defense, as well as Crystal and Titan enemy slow. So it slows down the enemy marches. Crystal and Titan HP and attack. And at the time, I was not educated on this. So lucky you, I am taking the time out of my day and my life to make sure that you guys are educated on this. So do not worry about putting any AP points on, the random hospital speed, gathering HP, loot tile gather speed. Just put as many as you need to unlock the bottom one. And mainly focus on the city defense and the Crystal Titan HP, attack resistance, and your Guardian attack and Guardian HP. You will find out why that is. Actually, I'm going to show you right now. So, at a certain point, you'll get mercenaries called Undying Guardians, and they will be a lifesaver. At this point, we cannot burn anyone that has those. So, I know we're going to have new stuff coming out very soon that will make those irrelevant. But for that time, having Luna with extra Guardian HP and attack is really helpful. So Luna is going to be a great hero to use during RVR for the crystal holding and attacking, portion of that. So depending on what is in the crystal, that is how you will determine what to send. So, well, let's go to the equal level troops. So what, you guys are at level 5 or T5, T6 troops. So let's just stick with 5. So a mage or a warrior, level 5, and they're the same, regardless of level. Warriors have weakness against mage. They're strong against cavalries. And siege. Again, never, ever, 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 ever put siege in the crystal. Not ever. They will not help you. It does not do anything, and you will lose that crystal as soon as somebody hits you. Say that, okay, so remember you need to scout the crystal and see what is in there. This tip right here will go for any type that's in there, no matter what it is or anything like that. Make sure you see if there's a hero in there, or if you're able to see what hero they have. That way you're aware of, the boosts that they have. Unfortunately, you cannot see what gems someone has. I think that was a big design flaw, if you ask me, but yeah. So, scout the crystal, see how many troops are in there, and definitely make sure of the type of troops. If they have mainly cavalry troops in there, Warriors will work. Mage are weak versus siege. Mage are weak versus cavalry. So, if there's mainly cavalry troops in the crystal, what would you send? You would send either warrior, mage, cavalry. Okay, so you see what the weaknesses are and see what they're strong against. Since mage are weak against cavalry, and cavalry troops do not say they are strong versus cavalry, you would want to send warriors to counteract the strength of the cavalry. You know what I'm saying? So then not only are you going to want to send warriors, because that's the type of troop that's strongest against calves. If you have any sort of gear or gems that boost your cavalry attack, and your hero that has a cavalry attack skill that you've leveled up, you're going to want to send those with it. I don't know how many monsters you guys have access to at that point, but you're going to want to look through your monsters and see which one gives a cavalry boost or an HP boost or an attack boost, and you're going to want to add that in there. That's the best type of advice I can give, is figuring out, and this is for anybody in any level realm, in anything at all, trying to attack someone or grab a crystal, etc. You're going to want to see what troops and what things that you have that show and say they are strong against the type of troop that's in the crystal or in the empire you're attacking. So as soon as you say you attack the crystal and you get it, then you're going to want to try to, and I'm pretty sure, now you're going to want to try this a few times. Again, like I said, practice makes perfect. You do not want to keep a full set of warriors, like full-on warrior, in the crystal alone. What you're going to have to do is, as soon as you capture that crystal, quickly pull your troops out. And this is where your speed ups are going to come in. You're going to need to speed in an even march of troops. No siege. So when someone says rally up even, they usually don't mean siege. They usually mean an even number of warrior, mage, and cavalry troops. So whatever your march size is at the time, you're going to want to split that into thirds. If you need to use a calculator, do it, because I am telling you, I did. March presets are really, really helpful for that kind of stuff, for that kind of thing. So yeah, you're not going to want to keep a full set of a certain type of troop in the crystal when you're defending it, right? You're going to want to pull those out, and if you have any mercenaries at all, like Guardian mercenaries are great in the crystal. They will do a huge boost for defense in the crystal. Okay, so I really didn't mean for this video to be this long, but I wanted to make sure and cover as many things as I could, and you know me, I'm all over the place and back and forth and dyslexic and ADHD and mental, so it's just what it is. Now, I do not know exactly what the criteria is for your level up to 40 or 50 event. So if it's like, oh, use a exalted or divine building blueprint, royal, I think you're on royal and divine, right? Or royal and exalted. I know it's royal, and I remember those royal resources and royal speed ups. They were killer. Like 3,000 days for a speed up, and I remember being stuck on those. Very much so. And this was after we went through so many rebel days and rebel events and rebel multipliers where we had thousands upon thousands of royal chests that had speed ups and resources in them. And it still was not enough. It wasn't enough. However, like I said, or maybe I said in my last recording, again, they're kind of merging together at this point. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating this. Leveling up is easiest when you have other players in your guild that are already past that point. So they won't be needing obsidian and iron anymore. And if they do need it, they have way, way more than enough than they need. So you're going to want to be in a guild with people that want to help you grow. Having them help you and send resources to you is going to be a lifesaver. Having your farm account in the main guild is going to be a lifesaver. I highly, highly recommend just being patient. Okay? You're going to end up getting these items for free at a certain point. You will 100%. I also wanted to make a note because I was reading the Final Fantasy Hub and I don't like using that for information, and there's a reason for it. So you remember when I was talking about the Oracle Temple boosts and how we earned the items to craft those boosts? Well, it was from a realm boss. Okay, we had a realm boss that dropped the items to craft the boosts inside the Oracle Temple. But on here, I was reading down through, and this page here does talk a little bit about the roadmap to T6. However, let me try to find... Oh, my phone's about to die. Here. Again, it says you can buy a pack with the materials required, but the amount of items you get in those packs is not near enough to be worth it. It never is. The same with commander accommodations. Right now at level 70 to 80, we still don't have access to those. We haven't been able to earn the commander accommodations, and if you go to buy a pack, it only gives you like 15,000 of them, and that is not enough. I saw this say... Yeah, hundreds of billions of obsidian, iron, mana, and banknotes. I really do remember that. And it's not about being extremely wealthy and generous, okay? It's just about knowing that you need other strong players in your guild to help you fight. You cannot rally somebody by yourself. And usually to crack an account equal level as you need a rally to crack it. Where did I see this? Here. Oh, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. Every now and again, you'll get these, and yes, you can get them in a pack, but you can also get these for free. You'll start getting a lot of these campaign events that last for a week, okay? You will get these right here. Choose either, whatever tier, blueprints, or research tomes. You need to save those, okay? Do not open them unless you absolutely have to. Especially when you get one that says Elite or Majestic. Okay, so if you're on Exalted, Royal, Divine, Exalted items, and you have a Choose, Elite, or Majestic that also shows all the other tiers like Royal, Elite, Divine, Majestic, it like shows all the tiers, try to save the ones that have the higher tier because you will probably end up needing them, especially Elite. If you think level 40 and 50 are difficult, when you get to level 61, the Elite speed ups are so ungodly. We had one person buy a pack to gift speed ups to other people. Like, we were legit about to all throw in $10, like, and everybody pay a portion of the pack so we could all spread around speed ups. And that is kind of what we ended up doing. So yeah, when you get those Choose your whatever blueprint or tomes, you will want to save those and use the highest tier you have for the highest tier you need to what you have. Right? Does that make sense? Probably not. Okay, I'm not able to find the exact area that it said it in here, but the boosts you can craft in the Oracle Temple, I read somewhere on here that those items were given from a Proving Grounds run, or one of the halls in the Proving Grounds. However, that is not accurate for me. So I don't know if MZ gives different realms different opportunities to earn these things, like different ways, but I know for us, we got a realm boss that dropped the Oracle Temple boosts, the items to craft the boosts, and I got enough to craft almost all of them. So you will want to get those, and overall, the best advice I can give to anybody playing this game that is lower than me is to wait. And I would give that advice to somebody at an equal level than me too. So wait. You may not be the strongest in the realm right now, but honey, you may be. I was there. I was the one that had to bubble every time. I couldn't help. I barely had an equal level troop to the majority of my guild, and I was just a floater. And then I got serious, and I started paying a lot of attention to the way the bigger people would play in my guild and see the things that they would do. And even though I didn't communicate a lot in the guild chat, I would always be reading it. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't like to communicate with people a lot like me, read the guild chats, because you would be surprised at the things you would learn just from the people talking back and forth on there. Another thing that we did in our guild was tests. We would have 2 people, one person would drop out of the guild, take rally hits, this and that, and they would make a list of what worked and what didn't work. Gem combinations and gear combinations, troop combinations, and what won and what didn't win. So we got serious on this game. Even though it's a game and it's a silly game, and I know a lot of people have negative opinions about it, and I do too. I mean, this isn't all fun and games. I can't tell you how many times I've been so angry that I almost wanted to quit. So just be patient, wait till the next thing is released, and you will be surprised at how easy it is for you to progress. So I hope that helps. I'm sorry this was so long. If you made it through this whole video, I owe you money. I owe you my soul. I owe you my life. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.